So with the most recent victory in the Manchester derby, the Premier League is starting to ask just what can be done to stop this red-hot Manchester United side. We bring you highlights from the Annex Stadium today, as the latest team to try and find that answer was Brighton. But Manchester United have an important question of their own. Just how will they fare with the most recent injury to Mason Greenwood? And so begins what could be a very defining period for Manchester United this season. Due to a dislocated shoulder, Mason Greenwood will now be out for 2 months at the least. And now we get to find out what Manchester United are really about. So they're without their star striker. It all falls to that man, Marcus Rashford, who, to be fair, under Gregg Popovich hasn't had much trouble putting the ball in the back of the net. So maybe that might not be an issue. Top scoring team in the league with 36. I think 4 or 5, up to 9 of those were from Mason Greenwood. It has been a real team effort for Manchester United, despite the fact about Mason Greenwood. But it is certainly going to be interesting to see if that man will miss the man that has been putting the ball in the back of the net for fun this season. Also, the big contention news is today there is going to be a captaincy change. As Gregg Popovich stated in a press conference, he's going to relieve the captaincy duties for David De Gea and see if that maybe helps him somewhat. I know it's not to just flick a switch and it might work, but it might change something. I'll have to find out. Well, Sanchez starts in goal for Brighton today with Toby White, Weber and Duncan. Someone else, I think. I missed it, unfortunately. The big news, Danny Welbeck will be starting against his former club for the first time since he faced them as a Watford player. David De Gea stays in goal but loses the captaincy today. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Bailly, Rojo and I forgot who the right back was. And these items are going really fast today. So I'm not able to keep up. I think it was Wan-Bissaka, it certainly was. It's Edwards, Matic, Fred and Traore for the midfield 4. And Marcus Rashford actually playing in front of Juan Mata, who is the Manchester United captain. Now, Gregg Popovich spoke at length about the captaincy situation and said it was nothing against De Gea, but he had talked that maybe De Gea was struggling with the captaincy role, and maybe that could contribute to his form. Now, obviously, I don't think he went as far as to say that, because it does sound a rather ludicrous thought, to put it nicely. It is weird, because goalkeepers can be captains, but a lot of these times David De Gea has been captain, and United have went on to concede. Now, I think he's done that to try and help David De Gea as much as help the rest of the team. Because they need to really have their defensive boots on now, Manchester United. They need to start defending without Mason Greenwood, because they're going to lose a lot of goal input from Mason Greenwood as a result of his injury, and it's for 2 months. So like we said, it's a very defining period now for Manchester United. They defended really well against Manchester City. It was an unlucky goal for David De Gea to concede, but we're going to see if that is actually the case. Now, what's interesting about that fact is that some games the goalkeeper hasn't been the captain, like Romero, for instance. Romero wasn't the captain against RB Leipzig, and it kind of worked. Now, Popovich isn't a really superstitious man, but he is hoping that that may help some way. But it's nothing against De Gea. It's nothing to do with his form or conceding goals or anything like that. And he simply said it can't be anything to do with that, because it's not been proved an issue this season. We've been scoring for fun. We've been scoring a lot of goals. Obviously, that's going to be a problem now with Mason Greenwood out. But, yeah, a very defining period now for Manchester United. They're currently the only unbeaten side in England at this point in all competitions. And, yes, Manchester United want to keep that going. Brighton still keeping hold of the ball here. Manchester United need to get back on the ball. Manchester United, one of the best working teams with the football. Why, with a great tackle. And away come Manchester United with Fred. It's 3-on-1 with Rashford. Mata gets it back after Rashford momentarily lost it. Rashford finds Marta. Now this is interesting. Marta's going all the way, and it's going to be a penalty. And there was a score coming in. We won't get to read it because there's a penalty. A bit soft to me. Ben White gets booked. Now he was all over Marta. He was smothering him. Yeah, I would probably call that a foul. Now, who's at the penalty spot today? Marcus Rashford. He scored the last one that Manchester United did score. It's against Bazazkir in the Champions League, I think. And he scores again. Well, well, well. Marcus Rashford scores another penalty. And they're very inconsistent from the spot, but Marcus Rashford, I think, is the only one who's scoring them at the moment. Who would you like? Nowhere the keeper could go and get it. Marcus Rashford converts from the spot. And he's really making a case for maybe being Manchester United's resident penalty taker, because Marcus Rashford is the only one who's scoring them at the moment. Aaron Henwood, Bruno Fernandes, they've both taken penalties and missed and got the ball saved on multiple occasions. Marcus Rashford hasn't missed, I don't think. And they're ahead by a penalty, would you believe it? Brighton 0, Manchester United 1. Manchester United probably just going to slow the game down a little bit. Although they never really seem to slow down, Manchester United. They always seem to keep coming at you and keep coming forward. Here they are again. Rashford. Through to Juan Mata! 2-0. It's just too easy for Manchester United. No Mason Greenwood, no problem. Mata being a very extravagant celebration. And, well, credit to Juan Mata. That was brilliantly done. I don't know if he'll try that much longer, but wonderful play here by Rashford and Mata. Mata to have the intelligence and run into the space for Rashford to pick him out. No Mason Greenwood, no problem. It's a team effort at Manchester United. And Marcus Rashford, who's the striker, and Juan Mata, the man playing behind him, are the two scorers. And that's the best celebration I think we will see this season from Juan Mata. And that's his first goal of the league this season. I do believe Mata has already scored in the Champions League. And, well, they keep pressure on the leaders and champions Liverpool, who are currently winning their game as well. Brighton 0, United 2. Rashford keeps the ball. Rashford using his pace and his strength. He's lost out, unfortunately. And that is the end of the first half. Manchester United with a comfortable 2-0 lead for the moment. But it's to Marcus Rashford and Juan Mata. Marcus Rashford conveniently from the penalty spot, unbelievably. And Mata with a second. It was coolly dispatched. Brighton have it all to do in the second half. Brighton 0, Manchester United 2. Sure. Brighton not really going for the ball either. Letting United have it now. Comfortable in possession. Marcus Rashford! Oh. Wonderful. 3-0. Marcus Rashford. There is no problem without Mason Greenwood in your team. Manchester United have sent a message this afternoon. They will not be struggling too much without with the loss of Mason Greenwood. Look how calm and precise United were on the ball here. They worded that to perfection. And Rashford, absolutely emphatic, into the top corner. That's a wonderfully struck shot. Manchester United comfortable and just playing with an air of calmness. They're not panicking. Marcus Rashford's 8th goal of the league this season. It definitely is a team effort. But with Greenwood now down, it all falls on him, and he's had no problem with scoring under Coach Popovich either. Brighton 0, Manchester United 3. They're sending a message this afternoon. Hi to Adane. Bye-bye. Central defenders have definitely been a major improvement for Coach Pop, even with the conceded goals. Diallo, oh, wonderfully done. Amad Diallo. Oh, the keeper's gone through and into the back of the net. Oh, and the keeper's unlucky. Amad Diallo has scored again. Very much lucky, but it's a wonderful burst of acceleration to create the space nonetheless. Look at this from Diallo. Wonderful touch to put himself into the space. The keeper's hugely unlucky. It's bounced away from him. But maybe after the times where David De Gea and Sergio Romero, and maybe even a case Dean Henderson, have been unlucky in that regard, maybe Manchester United are owed one. The thing is, they're 4-0 in front. They didn't particularly need it. It does go to Diallo, as it was on target, and that's his second goal of the season. And this Manchester United side, even though it is the B unit with some A unit players, it makes no difference. Manchester United are on a scoring run. And Mumpai was booked for a challenge earlier, so that was what happened there. There's another booking for another Brighton player. Brighton 0, Manchester United 4. No Mason Greenwood, no problem. And Shaw might be called back for a word after that. And is the referee going to point to the spot against Rojo? I think he might have. We might have a penalty here because, yes, we do. A Brighton penalty, I believe. And, well, this is a chance for David De Gea. That is a penalty. And for the first time this season, Manchester United conceded a penalty. I think it's the first or second. It's a free kick. What on earth? That's got to be a penalty, surely. What is going on here? And he's given it away to Van der Beek. What is that about? Surely there must be a penalty, though. I'm sure that was in the box. Manchester United getting away with one there. And Zuma, tackled by Shaw. 5 minutes of added on time. And Brighton might feel a bit aggrieved here. I mean, in the context of the game, it doesn't really change much at all. Traore has avoided the challenge. He whips it in towards Edwards. Oh, Proper's giving it away to Diallo. Costly mistake. Diallo goes all the way. Saved by the keeper. Sanchez with a brilliant save and he's furious. Brighton waving the white flag, but not for Sanchez. Good save. And he was very animated afterwards. Manchester United with a corner. Van der Beek to take it. We're into 2.5 at the 5 added minutes. Luke Shaw! And that would have capped off his season. Because he's had a tremendous year, Luke Shaw. Oh, he fought so hard. I think that's a United corner. I think it's a corner. It should be. I don't know if it is, but it should be. It's not. It's a goal kick. That's rather unfortunate. It looked like a corner to me. Whatever the case, Manchester United are 4-0 ahead. I'm not really going to care, I don't think. Van der Beek. Diallo. United making more chances. Diallo gets pushed. Oh, he tried to be cute and flicked the ball over onto Marcus Edwards, but it went to the keeper instead. And the referee has blown for full time. Brighton never really had a chance. Manchester United have won here by 4 goals to 0. David De Gea keeps a clean sheet in his first game without the captaincy. Maybe it just might have worked. Who knows? But today they sent a message. Mason Greenwood might not be with us for a while, but we're still going to beat you. Manchester United emphatically winning here at the Annex Stadium by 4 goals to 0, sending a message to everyone else in the process. We're still going to roll. The run goes on. Brighton 0, United 4. Let's have a look at all the weekend scores and what that means for the Premier League table. Manchester City 5, Leeds United 0. An emphatic win for Manchester City following on from their loss in the derby. Burnley and Everton playing each other to a 1-1 draw. It's just not going right for Carlo Ancelotti at the moment. Liverpool keeping on top though with a 3-0 win over Sheffield United. We witnessed the coverage of Brighton versus Manchester United winning United winning by 4 goals to 0. It all fell apart for Frank Lampard against his old team. Chelsea 2, West Ham 3. keeping Chelsea in 8th place as the pressure mounts on Frank Lampard. Leicester 2, Southampton 0. Spurs win again as well by 2-0. West Brom grabbing a win over Newcastle United. Aston Villa and Wolves playing each other to a draw, and another win for Mikel Arteta on the board. It's finally starting to turn around at Arsenal now, and Mikel Arteta is starting to gel with his team, and they're starting to get a run of wins under their belt in the league. And once again, the top 4 doesn't change except for one. Manchester City climb back into the top 4 by virtue of goal difference better than Wolves. Leicester City stays 6th, followed by Newcastle. Chelsea down in 8th. As we said, the pressure mounts on Frank Lampard. West Ham move up to 9th with their win over Chelsea, and Arsenal stay in 10th, but they're starting to get a run going under Mikel Arteta now. Burnley 11th, followed by Fulham. Aston Villa 13th, followed by Everton, and as we said, it's just not going right for Carlo Ancelotti at the moment. Palace, Brighton and West Ham complete the safe zone. Southampton are now in the bottom 3, I believe, for the first time this season, and no changes at the bottom, with losses for both Leeds and Sheffield United, keeping them on 4 points apiece.